Hello, Lua, my lovely. I hope that you are well. I am very glad that you are proactively looking for ways to improve your protein intake. As I mentioned, this week our goal was literally just to get the steps done, to get the classes that you said that you were gonna get. So I guess you're looking forward for your Olympic weightlifting tomorrow, and to stick to drinking water, including greens and fruits on your meals, and increasing your protein. So now we have 100 grams of protein as a goal, and it's totally not hard to get 100 grams of protein. It's not easy because normally we will be more inclined to eat carbs and fats, but once you have this list, which I believe is one of the lists that your nutrition is the one that was trying to do your hormones as well, did for you. I also have several lists on this, which I can send you. I will do some research and I send it over if it's helpful. However, more information doesn't always mean that it makes it easier to make choices. So if we just stick to this, and if Sainsbury's is a place that you normally buy the food from, it's really easy to look into this. So if we look at having 3 meals a day, and if our goal is to get 100 grams of protein, it means that we could divide each meal with an average of 25 to 30 grams of protein, and that will give us 75 to 90 grams of protein. However, because protein, as you said, so if we focus on getting the protein, those 75 or 90 grams of protein from protein sources, which are those in here, we will then, because we are also eating other stuff like nuts, bread and carbs, which most of the carbs, especially if it's multi-seed or if it's beans, and some of the even the vegetables like broccoli, artichokes, and those type of vegetables, they also have protein with them. So if we just simplify, like if we said that we're having 3 meals a day and maybe one snack, but let's just stick to the 3 meals a day. I don't know if you saw the video that I sent Olivia, and when I explained why snacking all day, I know this is not you're not someone that is snacking all the time, but also if you haven't had a look at that video that I sent over, had a look. Even if you're not in a postnatal, there is a part in there that I speak about avoiding snacking and how that can benefit your fat loss goal. So make sure you watch it. If you don't want to watch it all, like literally just forward until the part that I speak about the importance of trying to make your best on making sure that whenever you have your meals, they are built on everything and you don't have to be snacking all day long. But I'm not going to talk about it because I already explained it on the other video. But as I was saying, my run of thoughts was the following. For example, if we have those 3 eggs in here, so this is the total of calories, this is the total of protein. So of course you're not going to have 3 eggs. You could, for example, if you want to have less fat, you could just have one full egg and the 2 egg whites, and that will give you about the same protein but less fat. That's one of the things, but I'm not going to get too complicated. I'm just looking into these numbers here. And so what we could do is always go for the choices that will have more protein and less fat. Like this, we guarantee that whatever else you are consuming as fat, you can is not adding on top of the choice that you made on protein. So basically, let me explain me well, because I didn't explain myself well. What I'm trying to say here is that because we're going to be focusing on hitting the protein, we're not going to care about the fats and the carbs. We know that we need to make a meal in which we have protein, fats, and carbs. In your case, we want to have the carbs mainly from whole grain sources, fruits and vegetables. So like this, we have enough fiber that is going to help you to keep yourself fuller for longer. Of course, you can treat yourself for something different over the weekend, okay? So now, with this, what I'm saying is that whenever we are trying to choose a protein source, we will then hopefully aim to get the protein source that will give us more protein per serving and not so much of the other things like fats and carbs, yeah? Unless you are looking to have less food volume, which is not the goal, because ideally we want to have good food volume that is going to make us feel fuller for longer. But if we approach protein this way, that will mean that whatever we eat on top of protein, like whatever we eat on top in ways of carbs, not so much fats, okay, carbs and fats, because peanut butter, for example, is a fat, but it has some protein. Those little things that we will add through the day will make up for those extra 20 to 10 grams of protein that you're not getting from the protein sources. So if we look into this, for example, one tuna thin, 120 grams drain. I used to get this one all the time from even the Sainsbury one or the Waitrose one. It has even more content, but that one has already 30 grams of protein, and as you see, it has no fats and it has no carbs, so that could be an amazing option. And if, for example, if you have that with a salad and with a bread of whole grain, or a multi-seed bread, that bread will already have some protein, which will mean that your meal after all will be about 35 grams. And if we have, let's say later on, we're gonna have okay, we already have fish, so we're gonna look for a lamb. Lamb has. I will look for maybe minced beef if you eat beef, or I will look for turkey, or I will look for chicken. It's not here, but I don't know if you don't eat those sources. But then if you, for example, have 120 or 150 grams of chicken, that is another 30 grams of protein, which is about a palm serve of the chicken while it's cooked. Once it's cooked, so that already is another meal in which you will have again more vegetables. Like if you have chicken with broccoli and rice, if it's brown rice, that brown rice and the broccoli will also have protein, which means that at the end of the day, because we are having a combination of protein coming from animal sources, vegetable sources, fat sources, dairy sources, so then all of that gives us a combination of different amino acids which will give us enough protein to build muscle mass, especially when you are still eating animal sources of protein. When we take all the animal sources of protein is when things get complicated, because it's really hard to get a full protein from just vegan sources, but you're not a vegan, so we're not going to get into that. So that's basically the way that I will look into that. So for example, again, going back into the tuna salad with bread, then we have chicken, rice, and broccoli. I'm just going simple because this is how I do my meals. I don't eat anything very exciting. It's exciting for me because I love that food. I got my body and my taste used to natural taste of food instead of having high palatable foods, which will trick our hunger levels and will just forces that, not forces, but it will trick us to eat more just because it's so nice to the palatal that it will be just very hard to stop eating. Okay. And then, as I was saying, so if we had like the tuna salad and that, then we have the chicken and broccoli and rice, and then we can have some, either the protein powder that we have with the oats. So protein powder with the oats and peanut butter, for example, is another complete way of heating your protein, because you will have 25 grams from the protein powder. The oats have a little protein, let's say 5 grams, and then the peanut butter or almond butter will have another 5 grams of protein. So that will be an extra 35 grams. And like that, easily you hit your protein target. On top of that, you can have some dark chocolate if you fancy something sweet. You can have some fruits, vegetables, as much as you want, and voila, that is a day in the life of myself, and that's how I eat. And it's not as hard as we think it is. So let's just simplify things, and the most important thing is create awareness. Once there is the awareness that we're not eating enough protein, the next step is taking action as to how to hit that protein target. And trust me, 100 grams might sound a lot, but it's not a lot at all if we implement this that I just said to you. Have a lovely day. Well, lovely evening. Bye bye.